we go. What is going on YouTube? So, check it out. We decided that we would shoot another video in the middle of shooting a video, which you'll find out a lot more about the video we're shooting right now. Well, not this one, but the one we're in the middle of next weekend when I get that posted to YouTube, because I'll have to actually do some video editing on that one. But this one's pretty clean cut and dry. It is January 1, 2024. And basically we just wanted to do a short little video on what our plan was for the year with the cars. And I was contemplating revealing and talking about the new car that got added to the fleet here a little while back that some of you may have noticed in the videos under the car cover in the shop where the blue car used to be, which we still have, but turns out, at the moment anyways, I'm not going to be able to reveal that, because if you take a quick look around, yeah, this doesn't look anything like my shop. And oh, there's the hood. So yeah, we're sitting a few miles from home at a little convenience store. It's like 35 degrees out, 30 degrees out. It's fairly cold.
It's cold.
And we're having some minor difficulties. Minor enough that we're not moving. Anywho. So, 2024. What are we planning to do this year? Well, I was hoping to drive this car more this year. So, we were going to start the year off with a bang and get out and go for a drive. Did some stuff, which you'll find out about. And it turns out that didn't exactly go as planned. Right?
Yes, and we plan on possibly hitting the drag strip this year.
Yeah, the drag strip would be fun. The drag strip plan does not involve the wagon.
No.
It's not intended to be a drag car. It's intended to be a road car. Just get out and be able to hit the road and drive wherever the hell we want to go. And, well, right about now we can't even get 6 miles from home and back. And so there's clearly things we have to resolve there. What else? Oh, go ahead.
What about the trip?
Power tour.
Power tour.
So,
yes.
Power tour is something we want to do with the wagon. Which
maybe.
Yeah. There's a big fat maybe on that, because I think we got to be able to go more than 6 miles to do a power tour.
Yes.
So we're really hoping to be able to do power tour. That's our big one for this year. The drag strip plans, hopefully if that happens this year, it's a goal in building a drag and drive car. That has to do with the new car that got added. It kind of involves the red car as well. Plans have kind of shifted and changed based on stuff I got my hands on, which we'll have to talk about in a different video because I don't have that stuff here, obviously. But yeah, drag and drive, which we want to do in this car.
Yeah. We'll see if that happens.
Usually power tour, from what I've seen, goes sometime May, June time frame, which means, in being that it's January 1st, gives us a whole lot of time to try and work on this car and figure it out. So let's talk about this car. What's the plan for this car as far as working on it, what we want to do to it. My main goal over the last couple of months and the work that I've done was trying to determine if we had a solid drivetrain that we could work with and rely on. And as you could assume at the moment, being that we're sitting on the side of the road, we are yet to achieve a reliable drivetrain because we are having issues in the drivetrain itself. The driving characteristics of the car really aren't that bad, considering it's nearly 60-year-old suspension and brakes and everything that haven't even been touched yet. Other than putting the stock springs back in the front end, which fixed the butchered cut springs that somebody had put in there, It steers fairly decent. It brakes fairly decent. It rides pretty good. We're having mechanical issues in the drivetrain, which I've talked about in multiple of the other videos of where I've worked on this and found problems from someone else that had worked on the car previously. It definitely has wiring issues, and it clearly has mechanical issues. I'm not sure what we're going to do about it. The motor itself seems to run pretty good when it's running.
No comment.
Still having problems with the carburetor, which you'll see more about that in the following video and the next video next weekend, so be sure to check in on that. It's some very bizarre issue with the carburetor that I just can't seem to figure out, and it drives me nuts. Let's see, and it's gone at the moment. You see that? It's awesome. Yeah, don't worry about it. Tune in next weekend. You'll know what that was all about. And I suspect we now have a transmission issue as well, which ultimately doesn't surprise me with this car. The more I've dug into it and worked on stuff, the more I found that it seems like it was spare junkyard parts that were thrown into it to get it together. And that's ultimately it's just led to numerous problems, anything from in the wiring harness to the mechanical stuff, and each time we take the car out, it's a new problem. So what I think is probably going to happen now, which is what I didn't really want to do until I knew the drivetrain was worthwhile, is I think the drivetrain has to come out altogether because it needs an overhaul. We've got issues. So the drivetrain's going to come out, and I'm going to front clip the car. I'm going to take another one completely apart, take the whole front end off, pull motor and transmission out of it, probably give the motor a backyard rebuild, we'll call it. I don't think it needs to go to a shop to be redone. It seems to run fairly solid other than the carburetor issue we're having. Overall performance of the engine when the carburetor's not misbehaving is pretty good. It makes good power. It sounds healthy. It doesn't have any misses. So we'll just give it a refresh, look at the bearings, reseal everything, replace the butchered oil pan. Yeah. The transmission, on the other hand, I think may need to go to a transmission shop based on things that have happened today. So that's kind of a sucker. We'll see. Maybe we'll end up changing it to a different transmission. I don't know yet. Or who knows? Maybe I'll look into it and see about doing my own rebuild, which could be a total disaster in itself. Which means I need more YouTube subscribers and a lot more of them, so that I can get 30 cents per video to put into the car.
Yay!
That'd be great, right? But anyway, that's our plan for 2024. Try and make power to her with the wagon, with a complete rebuilt front end, rebushing the whole rear end, freshen up the back so it rides a little bit better, and rework the front clip, all new suspension, get the drivetrain working correctly, and rewire the whole car. So basically a complete overhaul, which is going to be a whole lot of work and take a whole lot of time, since I only get about 1 day a week maybe to do this stuff. But that's okay. We'll see if we can make it happen. And that means I'm also gonna need to get her to work on it more with me.
Maybe.
No. People want to see you, not me.
No, I mean they don't want to see me more than you. But yes, I will help you with it.
They definitely want to see you more.
I will help you. Yes.
You're the pretty one in this deal, and clearly I'm a disaster of a mechanic and have a shit show of a car. So there's got to be at least one good thing to tune in.
Just gotta add a little glitter to it.
Oh God. So anyway, I hope everybody had a great holiday. Had a great New Year's and is having a better New Year's Day than we are. Not that we're having a bad day. We did get out with the old hot rod. We've just had a few delays along the way.
Cold.
Yeah, it's not warm.
It's cold.
Not warm. But that's okay because we're out having a good time. And if you're not out having a good time, if you're not out doing something, or you're not sure if you can do it, screw it. Just go for it. It's fun. It's an adventure. You never know what's going to happen. Start with drives close to home. Just get that old junk out on the road. Get it going. You drive it, something's going to break, then you know what you need to fix. Pretty simple, right?
And make sure you have a spare person with you to keep you company.
Yes. Oh, and when you're doing those short test drives, you know, and you're not sure if it's really going to make it, probably a good idea to throw some tools in the car.
Yeah.
Look, I got a teeny tiny screwdriver. This is the only tool in the car right now. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
So be sure to tune in next weekend for to find out what happened on today's adventure. And in the meantime, here's another look at where we're at. We did get the car out. We did have a good time. And we are going to make it home without a trailer or a tow, I hope. And until the next adventure, what? We need a catchphrase. You know, kind of like that's how the cookie crumbles, but not that one because that would be stealing it from Anchorman. We need to work on this. If you have an idea for a catchphrase, let us know down in the comments.
And that's how the bolts fall.
That's how the bolts fall on one more bolt. This is one more bolt, and that's how the bolts fall.
Yep.
Well, what do you think? Let us know if that's worthwhile. We'll play with it. Maybe I'll come up with a good way to do it. A good way to send that line home. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
No, don't do that. Oh my gosh.
Gotcha.